Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, and welcome to our detailed breakdown of the brand new, redesigned for fall 2011 Firstgear Kathmandu Jacket. Now, from an application standpoint, if we look at it, I have it on Steven here to my left. One color this year, silver black. The difference between the Kathmandu, again in that low $300 price range, is this is going to be the adventure, enduro, and dual sport style of jacket compared to the Rainier, compared to the Kilimanjaro. In that low $300 price point, you're getting a 4-season waterproof jacket that's built for more of a dual sport style. So it's a little bit more rugged and beefy in its construction. It's going to come with an attached water bladder that also has a line. And you'll notice we have some different materials on this jacket, which are going to be Ripstop. And what Ripstop is tiny squares etched into the fabric. This is 420D nylon. And what it does is if you puncture it or if it gets ripped, the stitching stops that rip from continuing on. So we look at it, again, enduro styled, 4-season sizing-wise. Steven is 6'3", 215, 44 long in a suit jacket. My man is wearing a large. He is a big guy, and this jacket is quite generously cut. One of the nice things about the redesign for this year is they've added an extra adjustability. We have forearm, we have bicep, we also have midsection, just like the Kilimanjaro. But think about this. Typically, in even American cut garments, Steven's going to be an XL. He's wearing a large. There's a lot of room here in your gut, in your shoulders. Depending on how you're built, there's a lot of adjustability. You should be fine. Moving into the outer shell now, past that, the key piece, I said it's 4-season, the outer shell, which is a mix of 420D Ripstop nylon, 300D nylon in its abrasion resistance, is also going to have the Hypertex membrane built in, laminated to the back. So what you get is a waterproof, breathable outer shell when you're wearing it just as a shell only. There's a full sleeve thermal liner that's removable for the cooler times of the year, but in the summer, in the spring, in the fall, when you're just wearing it without that thermal, you're still waterproof, you're still breathable. That membrane keeps all of the precipitation out while allowing you to create a microclimate and breathe, allowing your body to breathe versus getting kind of slimy and clammy, which is what would happen if the material did not breathe. If we look at some of the other creature comforts here on the outside of the jacket, you have some 3D foam padding built into the impact areas around this ripstop. It adds a little bit of extra protection. It also adds a cool style to it. But underneath, one of the key upgrades for this year, they went from basic CE rated armor now to molecular level D30 T5 armor. So shoulders, elbows are D30 molecular. You introduce impact or energy to that soft armor, it instantly becomes rigid, the molecules interlock, and it evenly disperses the energy throughout, increasing the amount of joules of energy that this CE-rated armor can absorb. The back's still a temper foam pad. You can upgrade that to either a Knox basic T2 armor, or you could go through a D30 T5 in the back as well. Starting with the collar, working our way down, you're going to see fleece line collar. You now have a neoprene line all the way around the outside to guard against chafing. You also have neoprene at the Adam's apple, an area for guys that have scruff like Steven that can start to bite. Notice we're also using spring-loaded snaps throughout. Spring-loaded snaps don't wear out. They're a nice step up over a basic snap. We now have the full inch-long 5-position neck adjuster. So you kind of rompo peel here, you set it and forget it, adjust where you know what your neck to be, and then you're just on and off with it versus having to slide or having to cinch that Velcro down. Velcro away from the neck is typically something that we like to see because it's just different things that aren't going to interface with either your clothing or your body, and Velcro sometimes can get a little sharp unless you're using micro Velcro, which is a little bit more expensive. Moving past the neck, as I come down here, I'm going to open up the main construction zipper in the front. Notice zippers are a weak point. So we have our storm flap with our rain gutter, keep the water on the outside, and we open up, we have a full YKK zipper as well as a YKK zipper to this Napoleon pocket, which also is going to be a dry pocket. On the outside, because it's more of an enduro style, it's built to be in a more aggressive riding position or standing on your foot pegs. You can get away with putting the venting on the front of the chest. So instead of being across the top of the shoulder and something like the Kilimanjaro, it's more of a touring cut, put the ventilation a little bit higher because your windshield's going to do a lot of the work. On a jacket like this, if you're getting more airflow to the chest, this is actually the optimal place to put those waterproof zippers with the zipper garage. Lots of dry pocket storage on the Kilimanjaro. Notice the flap here. These are sealed pockets with sealed zippers. On the front, moving down, we already talked about the adjustability, and then more dry pockets with a full storm flap here on either side on the exterior of the garment. Steven, turn and face that way for me. Moving back, you can see the contour of the shoulder as it goes into the elbow. You can see that we have a lot of, in my opinion, I love this reflective stripe. because it matches with the style of the jacket. It's not really loud. It's not going to compete with the design of it, but it's kind of blacked out, but it'll reflect just as well. So nice accents here. They really thought about the update on the style. You even have a stretch panel on the back of the arm. This is a waterproof stretch panel, so you have that Hypertex bonded to the back of this, but again, gives you that room for movement, different size builds, different guys with different shoulders. If we look at the cuff, we talked about the adjustment both on the bicep as well as the forearm. We have more of a stretch zone here. And then you're also going to have your basic zippered or your basic Velcro cuff here as well, down along the sleeves, depending if you're going over glove or shorty under glove. If we pull Steven's arm up, you can see the full range of that stretch panel. You can also see a water-resistant zipper under the arm. Again, a nice new feature. It's a welcomed addition. 9-inch zipper that's going to allow ventilation, especially if you're in the upright riding position or you're standing up under the arm. A nice, great place to get more airflow through the jacket. Turn backwards for me, Steven. So we have our similar 9-inch vertical exhaust vents on the back that we saw with the Kilimanjaro. We do have our water bladder, 1.5 liters. It comes with a tube as well. It's fully removable. Again, one of the enduro features here on the Kathmandu. Another nice touch they've added, they stole this from the TPJ Rainier. We've seen it in the full line this year, is we have our dual material storm hood, waterproof, 3/4 of the way up, and when I spin Steven around, which I'm not going to do just yet, you'll see on the front it's a stretch comfort material that's going to integrate with your scalp. It's not going to be as rough or as tough as this material that needs to be completely wind blocking. The other nice feature here is a huge rabbit pouch on the back with a waterproof zipper underneath that's going to interface. It's going to make sure it stays dry, but also a big patch of Velcro. And again, if we notice the seat on this guy, you're going to see more Ripstop. What they've done in the Firstgear line is they've had some jackets in the past that were more of a 3/4 cut. They've gone to more of a hip length. It's a bit more of an aggressive, active cut, and they find that it sits a little bit better on the bike depending on the type of person riding it and your preference. So if that's something that's important to you, that could be a great selling point of why you would choose the Kathmandu over some of the other jackets in the line. Turn back around for me, Steven. Let's show the front of that beautiful hood. See Steven here, waterproof, and then it goes to this more comfort line piece that's going to interact with your head. Now I'm going to put that down for you, bring you back. I know it's warm in here today. Before I take the jacket off Steven and pull out the guts on the table, I want to show you the inside. Here's our thermal liner. Notice the pocket on this side. If we come to this side, you're going to notice a cell phone pocket. So full sleeve thermal liner, and if I unzip one of the sides, zippers start at the bottom, they work their way up. Notice there's a lot of YKK zippers on this piece too. Firstgear's getting much better at the details, which are going to be spring-loaded snaps, YKK zippers, Vislon zipper on the main pant connection. These are beefy, heavy-duty zippers that are meant to last a long time. In previous times, we've only seen these types of features in some of the more European or more of the really super premium gear. It's nice to see great technology trickle down. It's really, when it gets into these jackets, it's the creature comforts, the small things done well that allow it to be very usable in more aggressive or high use styles of riding. Look at the inside here, basic mesh construction when you have the thermal liner out, and notice on the right side you have a big cargo pocket, and if you take the liner out on the left, you're going to have a mirrored cell phone pocket on the inside as well. So now that we have the Kathmandu off of Steven, let's break out the guts for you and show you some of the nuances on the inside. We've talked a great deal about the exterior. We've talked about the removable thermal liner. Notice here that I have my Vislon zipper, 10-inch pants connector zipper. Notice that there's a slot here in this thermal removable liner. That's so in the cooler times of the year when it's really bitter cold or terrible weather, connect it to your pants through the thermal liner to ensure the best seal with your body. But if you're pulling that thermal liner out, piece of Velcro, and notice it slides right through. So what I've done here, it's a YKK zipper on either side. There's a low profile plastic snap here at the top, so it's going to be less. It would be a bit bulkier if it was metallic, and it's going to be lower profile, so you're going to feel it less when it's in. And on this guy over here, pull out a thermal. So now it's down to the sleeves. I've already done the left side of the sleeve, but I want to show you. Here's what the inside cuff of the sleeve looks like. No, it's almost like it's neoprene. It's like a wetsuit. It's that material that's got great stretch and it creates a great seal. Especially when it's cold out, if you're in the upright riding position, depending on the type of gloves you're wearing, especially if you're wearing an inside glove, you're going to have a weak spot for air to get in, run right up your sleeve. Having this neoprene cuff, it's almost like having a heavy-duty sweatshirt on, but you're getting neoprene that's windproof versus just having cotton. You get that great seal against your wrist. You can put your glove on over this cuff inside your jacket and your outer shell down the outside. So it creates a much better seal. And notice too, before I get to the right side here, again, metallic snaps. I like metallic spring-loaded snaps down on the connecting liner to jacket. The reason being is they hold up a little bit longer. They're much beefier, but sometimes you have that snap that kind of goes over top and loops around the eyelet. And what happens is with those is sometimes I find they're a little bit more of a pain. They're a little bit more time consuming to take off. So again, just a nice added feature there. If we move to the right, you're going to see how quickly I can do this. 1 snap, 2 snaps, thank you very much. Here comes our liner. Oh, and I neglected to say, I did this in the other video too. It must be a long day here. I have 2 spring-loaded snaps down here at the bottom that I'm going to pull out. So there's my liner. Notice, compared to the TPG Rainier, this is going to not be a destination layer. This is just built to be beefy and functional quilted thermal liner. Same thing as in the Kilimanjaro. The TPG has that styled liner, that destination liner, which is waterproof, breathable, and can be worn as its own shell. The waterproof breathability, again, is built into the outer shell in the Kilimanjaro. The thermal is standalone. Looking at the back, here's my pocket. I can upgrade to a Knox piece of armor, a D3O back pad. I could stick with the temper foam that's included, just like we would see in anything else. And there's what it looks like, and it's ventilated. So it creates a nice little, it gives you the chance to have a little bit of air circulation behind your back. But with the liner out, you can see, here's what my guts look like, and I can't harp on it enough. It's nice when they have good fleece lining that goes all the way up, that's going to interface not only with the back of your neck, but around the sides and your Adam's apple. And you have that great neoprene roll at the top, which is going to give you the non-chafe factor. Armor, I talked about D3O. Notice that there's adjustability here for your shoulders. I'll pull this piece out. Notice that I have these 4 panels. The armor only has 2 panels. So what you get is really 2 inches of adjustability, both elbow, both shoulder. We'd see it in the knees as well on this redesigned jacket that become more functional. The armor is completely removable, but again, on my D3O, here's my D3O. It's the real deal, the orange molecular level armor. That's going to be a step up in both comfort and protection from your basic level Knox. So if you have any questions about the Kathmandu, remember all season enduro styling right in that low $300 price point, tons of bang for the buck, but remember sized very generously. If you have any questions, shoot us a line. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Use our videos, watch, decide, then ride, but when you need help getting to that last final moment of making your decision, call us up. We're the gear experts. It's what we do best. We're happy to help you. As always, over $39, we'll ship it for free, we'll exchange it for free, and if you just don't like it, send it back in new condition with the tags, and we'll give you 100% back to your card. Never a restock fee here at RevZilla as long as it comes back in brand new condition. And as always, it's over $100. We'll give you money back in Team Zilla cash, part of our loyalty program to help you save money in the long term. Chances are, if you're wearing a jacket of this caliber, you're going to have pants, boots, gloves, and a helmet. Continue to shop with us. We'll save you some money in the long run here at RevZilla.com. Thank you for watching our breakdown of the new for fall 2011, completely redesigned Firstgear Kathmandu Enduro All-Season Jacket, available at RevZilla.com/firstgear. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.